Let me ask you something. When you buy gas, do you ever stop and wonder why the price is listed in dollars? Not euros, not gold, not anything else. Dollars. And it's not just gas. Oil. The fuel that runs factories, ships, planes, and basically the entire world economy is bought and sold in US dollars. Every single day, every single country, even countries that hate America. That didn't happen by accident. There's a reason for it. A deal made in secret more than 50 years ago that locked the US dollar into the center of the global economy. A deal so powerful that it still influences the price of your groceries, your mortgage rate, and your savings account today. It's called the Petrodollar system. And by the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly how it works, why it's under pressure, and what it means for your money. To understand the petrodollar, we have to go back to 1944. World War II was almost over. Europe was broke. Cities were destroyed, economies shattered, and the big question was, once the war ends, how does global trade even work? So 44 countries met in Bretton Woods, New Hampshire, and made a decision. They chose one currency the entire world would use for trade. One currency everyone would agree on. That currency was the US dollar. Why? Because America held most of the world's gold. It's literally stored in Fort Knox. Gold was real money, so the dollar was tied directly to gold. 1 ounce of gold equaled $35. Simple, stable, trustworthy. Think of it like a group of friends going on a road trip. One friend has all the snacks, all the gas money, and a working GPS. Everyone agrees to use his credit card. He's good for it. For about 25 years, this system worked beautifully. Global trade exploded. Economies rebuilt. America became the engine of the world. But then cracks started to show. The US had been spending a lot. The Vietnam War was expensive. Social programs were expensive. Quietly, America began printing more dollars than it had gold to back them up. Other countries noticed. France even sent a warship to New York to collect its gold. By 1971, US gold reserves were running dangerously low. On August 15, 1971, President Nixon went on television and made a shocking announcement. The United States would no longer exchange dollars for gold. Just like that, the old system ended. This moment became known as the Nixon Shock. Overnight, the dollar lost its gold backing, and the world had no idea what would come next. Now, the US had a serious problem. If the dollar wasn't backed by gold anymore, why would anyone want to hold dollars? Why not use their own currency instead? The dollar's role as the world's reserve currency was suddenly at risk. That's when the petrodollar deal was born. It's 1974. U.S. Secretary of State Henry Kissinger flies to Saudi Arabia. After a series of high-stakes meetings, the two sides reach an agreement that quietly reshapes the global economy for the next 50 years. Saudi Arabia and other major oil producers would sell their oil exclusively in U.S. dollars. No other currency, only dollars. In exchange, the United States would guarantee Saudi Arabia's military security and protect the region. In simple terms, Saudi Arabia said, "Everyone who wants our oil has to pay you first." And America said, "We'll make sure nobody messes with you." It was a protection deal. Oil for dollars. Dollars for security. This was genius. Every country on earth needs oil. And if oil is priced in dollars, every country now needs dollars first. To get oil, you need dollars. To get dollars, you trade with America or buy U.S. government bonds known as treasuries. Oil producers collect dollars and then lend those dollars back to the United States by buying those bonds. That gives the U.S. government a steady stream of cheap financing. America can borrow more, spend more, build more, and invest more. Before 1971, gold backed the dollar. After 1974, oil backed the dollar. And for decades, this system worked remarkably well. It even allowed the U.S. to import far more than it exports while the world continued accepting dollars anyway. No other country has that privilege. But here's where things get interesting. The petrodollar system only works if the world keeps playing by the rules. And in recent years, more countries have started asking, do we have to? China, the world's largest oil importer, has been building systems to buy oil in its own currency. Russia, after sanctions, has traded oil with India and China in non-dollar currencies. And the BRICS countries have been exploring alternatives to dollar-based trade. Then tensions in the Middle East added another layer. When conflict disrupted oil shipments through the Strait of Hormuz, a route that moves about 20% of the world's oil. Something unusual happened in financial markets. Normally, during global crises, investors rush into U.S. Treasuries. It's called a flight to safety. Prices go up. Yields go down. But this time, yields went up. That means people were selling treasuries instead of buying them. That's a signal worth paying attention to. Imagine your neighborhood had one coffee shop everyone used because it accepted every kind of payment. Now imagine 3 new coffee shops open. People still mostly go to the original one, but some don't. Even a small shift changes how the old shop has to operate. Does this mean the dollar is about to collapse? No. Anyone telling you that is probably trying to sell you something. The dollar is deeply embedded in the global financial system. Trillions of dollars in loans, contracts, and debt exist worldwide. You can't switch the world's reserve currency overnight. But the petrodollar system is no longer automatic. It's no longer unquestioned. And that's a shift we haven't seen in 50 years. So what does this mean for you? If the dollar's global role weakens even slightly, it could mean higher prices on imported goods over time. Electronics, clothing, and yes, gas. If fewer countries need dollars, demand drops, and each dollar buys a little less. It could also mean higher interest rates on mortgages and car loans. The US borrows cheaply because the world buys its debt. If demand falls, borrowing gets more expensive, and that cost gets passed to you. But this doesn't mean panic. Changes in global monetary systems take decades, not months. The shift from the British pound to the US dollar took about 30 years. What it does mean is that understanding the system matters. The people who understand how the system works are always better positioned than those who simply react to it. Here's the takeaway. For 50 years, oil kept the dollar at the center of the world economy, not democracy. It's not military strength alone. Oil and a handshake in Saudi Arabia. That system still exists, but it's being tested in ways it never has before. Whether it holds, bends, or slowly changes, that story is unfolding right now. Understanding it could shape how you think about your financial future. I'll see you in the next one.